So today we have another round of mock speaking. Uh, it's Afan's turn, and we'll be doing the speaking assessment E from June 2024, paper 3, variant 1. So, Afan, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, I'm starting the timer, and we'll do the whole thing starting with the warm up. So, here we go. First, we will start with a short warm-up. I will ask you some questions to find out more about you. This part is not assessed. After the warm-up, there are three assessed parts of the test: an interview, a short talk, and a discussion. Now, Fan, how often do you go to the cinema?
Every 2 months with my friends, I go to the cinema. Whenever we go, we usually get popcorn, and we usually get popcorn and drinks to watch while the movie is playing. And after the cinema, we drop each other home and say goodbye.
Okay. What would you like to do during your next holiday?
I would like, sir, 1 minute. Back.
All right. So, what would you like to do during your next holiday?
Hello.
Yes, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. So, the question is, what would you like to do during your next holiday?
I would like to visit the northern parts of UAE as we've not been there much, and I've heard that there are many mountainous regions and valleys where where it's really good looking and it's a good scene, it's a good environment. One of my friends went there last year and they shared their experience with me. They said that it's really cool and it's really cool compared to the weather in the major cities like Abu Dhabi and Dubai.
Okay. And how do you get to school every morning?
It's usually by cycle or by walk because my school is really near from my home, so it doesn't take me that much time. Whenever I feel like it, I go by walk because whenever I have more time, I go by walk, and whenever I'm late or I'm in a rush, I go by cycle.
Okay. Now, I'll be moving on to part one, right, which is the first assessed part of the test, and it's an interview. I'm going to ask you some questions about jobs. Try to say as much as you can for each question. Before we start, do you have any questions?
No.
All right, Afan, can you tell me about the jobs people in your family do?
In my family, most of them are engineers. Like my father, who's a manager engineer where he works for projects. He takes care of the projects he has in his workplace, and um, I don't know what it's called, but he initiates and watches over the program and whatever is happening. And his father and other his father was also an engineer, and my brothers two brothers are also engineers. And from my mother's side, both of my mother's brothers are businessmen. They sell cars and motor vehicles.
Okay. What job would you like to do, and how are you planning to prepare for it?
Like it's the trend in my family, I would like to be an engineer or some sort of manager. And then I would like to start a business. To start off, I would like to study physics, chemistry, and engineering because it's the basic part and the core. It's the core for engineering.
Okay. Do you think that everyone should work only 3 days a week? Why or why not?
No, I don't think everyone should work 3 days a week. Sir, can I restart? I'm saying the question again.
Yeah, sure.
No, because uh, it, when we would work 3 days a week, we wouldn't get much work done, and all of the workload would be just to do in a short amount of time. I think 4 days for work and 3 days for a weekend would be good, as it's balanced and more work would be get done in a short amount of time.
Would you like to add anything to your response?
No.
Okay, so a bit of feedback before we move on. Right, your mother's brothers are called uncles, right? Not no no
Yes.
no no not the desi uncle where every unknown man is an uncle,
Yes. Yes.
right? And if you want to be more specific about it, they're your maternal uncles.
Okay.
You can say mamu as well, sort of like, my mamus, my maternal uncles. You could say both of those things together, right? Uh, Let me just check. For, so just a sec. Yeah, okay. So mamu is not there in the English dictionary, so you could just stick with maternal uncle. Uh, okay, and right, so they're engineers and they're salesmen. Yeah, so the response was fine. You could, I mean, it does need a bit of polishing. So again, you could listen back to it, and when you hear yourself speaking, right, you'd be more critical about it. The job you'd like to do and how you plan to prepare. So physics, chemistry, and engineering, right? You would want to say that I want to pursue engineering, and for that I have taken physics, chemistry, and math, right? Because engineering is like an entire field which includes physics and chemistry and math, right?
Okay.
Right. So it's not like, oh, I've taken physics, I've taken chemistry, and my third subject is engineering. It's not like that. And for the 3 days a week, the good thing you did over here is you didn't just argue about why it won't be a good idea, but you shifted it and said that it should be 4 days a week and 3 days of weekend, right? So it's just perfect. I mean, you have less time to get more work done, and you could add that studies have shown, and this is not just like a made up thing, it's actually real, that studies have shown that when there is less time to do work, people are more efficient, right? Because they focus more on getting the job done. So if we work for 4 days, right, we'll actually end up getting more work done in a shorter period of time. And then we can actually have more time to ourselves rather than having longer work days and spending and wasting time during those work days chatting or doing something else, right? We can be more efficient, and then we can actually get time off to ourselves. Okay,
Okay.
so polishing required over there. All right, I'm continuing with the timer. Now, a fun, all right, the second part of the test is a short talk. I will give you a card and you will have 1 minute to read it and think about what you want to say. You should talk about the points on the card. You can't make any written notes, but you can ask me if there is anything you do not understand. You may keep the card until the end of the short talk. Here is your card. So let me just put it on screen for you. Can you see that?
Yes.
Right, so it's about listening to music. Now, as I mentioned yesterday, right, and I've told you guys as well, the question you get is not in your control. So if it's something that you don't do or you're not familiar with or whatever the case may be, either divert the question if you can. In this case, it's about music, right? So it's all about music. So for example, if you're not someone who listens to music or enjoys music or whatever, right? Then or you haven't gone to a live concert, whatever it is, you have some general information that you can at least manage the question. Again, right, it doesn't need to be factual. If you say you went to a live concert, no one's going to come and check whether you did or not. Okay, so with that, right, you've obviously had more time on you, so you have 1 minute to think about your response. Right, I haven't read it to you, so read it and devise your response appropriately. I'm putting 1 minute on the timer, Afan, and then I'll hear your response. So your 1 minute starts now. Right, I just noticed I had paused the recording at some time. I don't know whether it was the part 2 when you were preparing. And so we actually missed all your responses for your recent, I don't know whether it's all of part 2 or part 3 or just part 3. So, right, apologies for whoever's going to be viewing this video. We'll be missing out on those responses, unfortunately. My bad. Of course, I can't do anything about that now. So we're done with the Afan's turn. Right, we're done with this paper. Now, Aima, are you willing to do your speaking now? We do have time.
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay, so let's start with you then.
Sir, first, can you tell me if my voice is clear? Like, can
It's
you hear any other voices?
no, it's
Any
clear.
other disturbance? Okay.
I normally do not hear voices.
I mean, sorry, any other, like, disturbing
Yeah,
sounds?
no, it's okay. All right, so we are carrying on. It is the June 2024 paper 3 variant 1 speaking assessment F, and now it is Aima's turn, right? So Aima, starting with the timer. Are you ready?
Yes.
So first we will start with a short warm-up where I will ask you some questions to find out more about you. This part is not assessed. After the warm-up, there are 3 assessed parts to the test: an interview, a short talk, and a discussion. Aima, can you tell me something about your best friend?
I have a lot of best friends. One of my most best friend, I would say, is my cousin because she is so close to me, and we grew up actually together, living in the same house. We used to live together in a joint family. So I know a lot about her. Even now, we are still in touch, even though she lives away apart from us now. But still, I think she will be my forever best friend because, again, we grew up together. We know each other more than any of my best friend does. So I think it's a special.
Okay, so a few things. Again, this is the warm-up. It's not assessed, but still, right? I have many best friends, which is kind of odd, but sure. Okay, and my most best friend. So I don't know what adjective to use over there. Is
My,
like, right, my bestest best friend, like my
my
BFFF,
dearly, my dearly.
possibly, right? Like, among my best friends, my BFF, right?
Can we see BFF, sir?
Or bestest best forever friend, something, BBFF, something. I don't know.
Oh,
Right? And she'll be my forever best friend. So again, dearly, we're going to, instead of saying forever best friend, you could say, I know that's something you would use normally, but again, this is a test.
yes, exactly.
So you could say, I'm confident we're going to be best friends for life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And okay, so carrying on to the next question. Aima, what do you do? Sorry, what did you do during your last holiday?
My last holiday, I went to Makkah. Makkah is basically a city. It's not as far as other cities from my city, like where I live. It's basically a city. It's quite popular for its mosque, which is Makkah. Uh, and we basically went there to worship, me and my grandma, as well as my little cousins. So we had a lot of blast there. We enjoyed. We of course did some worship because that's like the main focus of our trip. So we went there first. We did some worship. We had some food. We also explored the city.
And how do you get to school every morning?
I get to school every morning by walking. It usually depends on what mood or what time I wake up. Sometimes if I miss my alarm and wake up pretty late, then what I do is obviously I would ask my parents to drop me, but if they are busy, so then I would just bike myself there.
All right. Thank you for your response on that. Now, the first part of the test
Fun.
is an interview. I am going to ask you some questions about art. Try to say as much as you can for each question. Before we start, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, Ima, what type of art do you and your family like and why?
My parents have, like my family, have different genres in art. My mother really likes the art of cooking. She really likes to, what should I say? She really likes to make some like different types of food. Like for example, in our house, some of the members eat spicy food. Some of the members eat less spicy food. So it's an art to basically make a dish which is suitable for all kinds of taste buds. So my mom really likes the art of cooking, and she is actually pretty good at it. My father likes the art of learning. I'm not sure if it's an art. Like he really likes learning from different resources, different newspapers and stuff. So that's his art. My brother really likes the art of gaming. He plays each and every type of game, like whether it's horror, whether it's like a mission type of game. And for me, I really like the art of imagination. I really like to paint. I really like to cook as well, but that doesn't really, follow up my imagination. But painting does, because I really want my imagination to come out on a paper as as the picture I'm imagining in myself. So
Okay,
that's
thank you.
art.
Thank you for your response. Can you tell me about a time when you went to a museum or art gallery and what happened?
Okay, so on my last trip, I went to a museum with my family. Actually, this was also the first time me and my family were at the museum. We went there in Makkah again, and we at first we didn't know that they had museum. So since we were exploring the city, so we got to know there is a museum. We went there, and we got a guider. A person who guides, sorry, not a guider, a person who guides. That was not like a, I thought that the person who will guide us would be like somewhere 20 or 23, but that guy was almost 16. He was like almost a teenager, the same age as me. So he guided us. He showed us different antique things like radio, old smartphones, old phones, old carpets, old crockeries,
Thank you.
and old furnitures.
Thank you for that response. Now, finally, uh, do you think anyone can become an artist? Why or why not?
I think so. They can. It depends on what type of interest they have. Again, like my mother, she really likes to cook, and for me, at least, cooking is basically an art. If you have a passion, this is what I believe. If you have a passion, you can make what you're passionate about into a art. Like for example, cooking, or painting, or like even playing any sport. You have to concentrate not only on one aspect. You have to concentrate on many different aspects, which can maybe make you a role model or like a example. Then that thing or that process or that activity that you're doing may called as art.
Okay, thank you for that response. Now, we did go a bit over time. Obviously, that's not going to happen in the test. Uh, uh, just a few pointers. So, one thing I liked about the response to your first question, what type of art do you and your family like? And you did not sort of stumble over there and get stuck on, painting or drawing or like the kind of art that comes to mind normally, right? But you did expand it. You started off with the art of cooking, and then you said art of learning, and then you said, well, if it can be called an art, and then your art of imagination, your brother's art of gaming. So you sort of expanded that, and you took the question, you took control of the question, I would say. So that was good. uh, oh, in that question you said, right, some members of your family like spicy food, some of them like it less spicy. You could say that, but a better way of uh, phrasing it is some of them like it mild.
Mild, yeah, okay.
Mild. Okay, then for the second one, again, right, you said initially guider, and then you said person who
Yeah,
guides.
then I
Yeah, you said person who guides. Just say guide. The person is called a guide,
guide. Okay,
right?
okay.
And
I was
then,
about to say guider, but then I remembered that you said guider is not anything, so
yeah, so, right, just say guide. And then, right, you said uh, he was 16, he was almost a teenager like me. 16 is very much a teenager. It's not
yes,
it's not
sorry.
it's not almost a teenager. So you would say he was just a teenager like myself.
Mm,
Okay.
yes, yes, okay.
And in your for the third question of this part, you said that anyone can make what they do into art. You could phrase it that anyone can turn their passion into art, or turn what they like to do into art by concentration and everything else that you mentioned. So some feedback for that. Now we're moving on to part two.
Sir, are you recording?
Yes, should I?
Okay.
Okay. So now the second assessed part of the test is a short talk. I will give you a card, and you will have 1 minute to read it and think about what you want to say. You should talk about the points on the card. You can't make any written notes, but you can ask me if there is anything you do not understand. You may keep the card until the end of the short talk. Here is your card. So let me put that on screen again. Right, can you see that?
Uh, yes, yes, I can.
All right, so you have 1 minute to read and prepare your response. I'm starting the timer now. All right, Alma, your 1 minute is up. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I have resumed recording, so that's good. All right,
Okay,
you may start. You've got 2 minutes.
okay, okay,
Go ahead, start.
okay. Yes, I'm starting. So, what I would prefer is visiting a zoo. Why and why not? Look, watching a documentary is actually a great idea since it requires less effort. Like going to a zoo can be bit of a jungle or jumble for you. You have to go there, you have to take the ticket, you have to wait in line, and then you have to wait your turn, and then you also have to complete your information within the given time because I think that they close zoo at a specific time, so you have limited time to require each and every knowledge that you are for your uh, presentation. But for the if I were choosing, so what I would do, I wouldn't like visit zoo because, oh my god.
You're getting flustered,
Yes, I am.
right? Don't think too much about
Oh,
it. Don't like, oh my God, time is
okay.
short. Just relax. Just
Yes.
keep your thoughts collected,
Mhm.
right? Time will run out, yes, but just, right, try
Okay,
to,
okay, okay.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
sir. Okay, sir. I got it. I got it. I got it.
You you
Okay. So,
you gonna continue from this point?
no, I'm gonna continue all over again.
You're going to restart?
Yeah, I'm gonna restart.
Okay, we can do that. Here we go.
Thank you. So what I would prefer visiting a zoo because I think that when you are visiting a zoo or whenever you are visiting any place or whenever you are experiencing something by your own, so in that way you may collect information more deeply and you get to interact with the whatever you are collecting. Like for example, if I were to go a zoo to collect the information about animals, I would do that because I can see the reality of how they are kept in the zoo, of how they are eating, of how they are living their life, daily life. So visiting a zoo for me is a better option, although it may has a lot of uh, things to do. Like for example, I have to go there, I have to book a ticket, I have to stay in line, and then I have to visit in designated hours. So for that it could be a bit of a problem. But since I get to enjoy or experience this by myself, I'm a person who learns by experiencing, right? Not by watching or not by reading. That's actually not my thing. So I would go for that. Watching a TV documentary is also a great option. It doesn't really require many of your efforts. You basically have to turn on any channel or any like video or documentary. You're sitting on your couch and you're enjoying. But what I think, since it's a TV documentary, it does not really collect all the emotions or all the things that animals go through in reality. Since it's a documentary, they will try to polish it as much as they want, and they will try to add sprinkles and more. They try to make it more fictional. This is what I believe. But if you visit zoo, you can see the reality. However, watching a TV documentary is also a great idea if you are, lazy, or if you are not able to afford the ticket. I would say it's less of a hassle.
So two things. First of all, because you're doing it again, your mind had already adjusted, right? And so it had recovered from that initial shock and
Yes.
frustration. So obviously your second attempt is better in that, right? So you need to get it right on the first attempt, right? Uh,
Okay.
and again, right, practice on your own, time yourself on your own, right? And just don't like I don't know whether it's performance anxiety or just examination anxiety that you feel that uh, right, you are being tested, like there's someone who's checking you, and that gets you worked up,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Exactly.
Yes. So right, you need to overcome that because obviously it's an exam and someone's going to be checking you, uh, but you need to think that no, right, I've got this, I've prepared, and right, I can do it and it's okay. Okay. So
Okay.
you need to work on your mindset for that.
Yeah.
Secondly, the points are okay. I personally, I mean, as far as the strength of your argument was, I'd say it wasn't the best because obviously watching a documentary gives you a lot more information because you spend months, if not years, gathering information, filming the animals, whereas in the zoo, you have very limited interaction with animals. They're just sitting in a corner and something. But again, that's not the point, right? So that was like on the side, right? So your response was all right overall. Okay, you did try to present your points the way you saw them from your perspective. Uh, where you were lacking, I believe, overall was you were fumbling with the grammar,
Yes, I think.
right? You were fumbling with grammar, so you were making the most basic grammatical mistakes. For example, I just noted one of them that I would prefer to go a zoo.
Go.
Yes, you said go a zoo.
Was
Right now, what should have this been?
go to.
Huh? Aina,
Can you repeat what I said?
go a zoo.
I said that.
Yes,
Go a zoo.
you said that.
I would go a zoo. I would go to zoo.
I would go to a zoo. I would go to a zoo. Right? So that's the kind of mistakes you made, very basic grammatical mistakes, and obviously, as basic as they may be, right, they will obviously reduce the quality of your response. So again, re-listen to this later on when I upload it, and right, do it on your own as well. I said like record yourself and hear yourself out, and that way you'll be able to pick out your mistakes better.
Yes.
Okay, now I'm moving on to the last part. We're almost out of time for class as well, so I think you can manage it with the few
Sir,
minutes
the
we have.
screen, I can still see the screen.
Oh my god. Okay, now you can't.
Yes, now I can.
Okay, all right. So now I'm going to ask you a few questions related to the topic you just talked about. This part of the test will last for approximately 3 minutes. Before we start, do you have any questions?
Let's just make it fast, sir. I have to Maghrib.
Huh?
Let's just make this fast to perform Maghrib.
Okay, okay. So, do you think wild animals should be kept in places like zoos?
Yes, and yes, I think so because wild animals, uh, since they're wild, they can also, harm other animals, other small animals present in forests. So they should be caged. The wild ones.
I mean, is that your response?
Yes.
That's a very odd response. I mean, wild animals are supposed to be in the wild.
Wild, yes.
That's the whole reason why they're called wild animals.
Um,
But yeah, okay. Now, what I got, I know you're in a bit of a rush now, but
yes.
you were going to say yes and no if I caught on to that correctly. So you are going to present two opinions, and you can do that. But you need to support why yes and why no. Okay. Now moving on to the next question. Many people are becoming vegetarian or vegan nowadays. What is your opinion about this?
I think it's actually good, but it's also not really good because I agree with this. Since they are saving the animals, they are not eating as much as they want or as they should or as other people are. It's good, but I think if you do this, it doesn't really make any change to the food chain because there are billions of other people who are eating chickens and who are eating like non-vegan foods. So I'm not sure if this does make any change.
Okay. Is it important for students to learn how to give presentations? Why or why not?
Yes, I think it's important for students to know how to give presentations because I think it develops two things. It develops the sense of research. You have to research in each and every aspect because you never know what the teacher, what the examiner will ask you. So you have to think by your own mind and just grab information from each and every source available, and each and you have to also know the answer of each and every question that is possible for examiner or teacher to ask. The second one is confidence. If you are presenting something, you have to present it in front of like a teacher, also in front of billions of your classmates. So you have to have that personality, the confident personality, so you can also present your topic confidently. Whatever you're saying
Thank you for your
is true.
response. Now, just on a side, you said millions of your classmates. You've got a million
Yeah.
classmates?
No, no, no. I was just exaggerating it.
Okay.
Exaggerating.
All right. Last question. Some people
Yes.
say that children benefit from having a pet. What do you think?
I think it's actually a great idea if the children is not having friends or if the children is not, having any siblings. If there is, if the family is something like one mother, one father, and one child, no other, not even grandpa, grandma, not anyone around the child, only child itself, then I think it can be super helpful to take a pet. It's a good entertainment, a good friend for the child. Pet can be, but if a child is having like three or six siblings, also it's a big family, uncle and aunties are living in, so I think having a pet is actually a big of a responsibility then, and it can be bit of a chaotic situation.
Thank you for your response at the end of the test. Just like, I mean, there are a few things to point out over there, but right, children is plural, so not children is, children are, right? Child is children are. Uh, yeah, okay. So, right, we're done with that. Do listen to the recording,
Okay.
right? And be critical of yourself. Now, I will definitely put up some written work for you guys to do for next time. And in case I forget, do remind me, but hopefully I won't. And I'll see you guys next time, inshallah.
Inshallah. Allah Hafiz, sir.
Allah.
Sir,
Yes, yes.
in the last class, you said that you had another student who is studying in somewhere in the UAE, and you said that their speaking is on 15th April. So the test which they'll be giving will be the same which I'll be giving.
The variant will probably be variant one, I believe, or variant like it will be a different variant. No, wait, you're in the UAE, right? So it will be the same variant as in Pakistan. So each variant has wait how many tests, right? We this was assessment F, so that's assessment number 6. FG, that's 7, H, that's 8, and I, that's 9, J, 10. Yeah, so there are 10 assessments in each variant, right? And so obviously if they've got those 10, then they might get some, many students will have the same and they'll be different as well. Like, does that make sense?
Yes, so there's a chance that I might get the same speaking test.
It is possible, yes, and I can sort of get on to what you're hinting, but don't do that.
Okay,
Okay? Just just
okay,
just just prepare on your own and be confident in your preparation.
yes,
All right?
okay,
Anything else?
no,
Okay.
nothing.
Allah Hafiz.
Sir,